become mature. In evolutionary terms, poplars are basically pioneer species. They quickly take advantage of open ground, and they're adapted for a strategy of rapid growth at the partial expense of wood strength. And what this means is that they are more likely to fail in high winds than other trees. Because they have a low wood density, poplars are more rapidly decayed by fungi than other trees. They're ineffective at forming barriers to isolate any decay that develops. This means that any injuries to the trees, which exposes the xylem, can be readily exploited by decayed fungi. And in practical terms, so someone mentioned pollarding earlier. I mean, a large injury to the tree does allow easy access for the decayed fungi to enter. And once the decayed fungi gets in, it effectively can't be stopped, and the tree is likely to become hazardous.
Absolutely rubbish, bullshit.
So why is it that on some people's grounds who've got poplars in their gardens, they've been told by the council to pollard,
Absolutely.
Yet here they're going to take them down?
Absolutely.
It's absolute nonsense.
Well,
if for the people who actually own or have them in their gardens to have to do one thing and then you pull them all down.
Well, if I can come on to that, what we have, you say there's 700 trees, and they're all planted when the park was being laid out about 35 years ago. So that's roughly how old they are. I mean, there are a few younger ones, I believe. On the south car park here, a lot of the trees have been topped in the past, so be pollarded if you like, and it was these ones here that initially, after some high winds a few years ago, there were a lot of broken branches, and this is.
There were 1,000 broken branches in 1987.
Yeah, I'm sure, but this is what's brought us to have a look at these trees, and that's why there's cause for concern.
Has there been one incident of any damage to cars or people?
Yeah, sure. There is a high risk of the stems breaking and causing damage to property or people. And obviously, in this situation, there are cars are parked underneath the trees.
Shall we go and repark them? Is it dangerous tonight? It's quite windy.
Might be helpful if you mentioned.
Okay, fair enough. It's not giving much detail, that's the only problem.
Mr. Chairman, this gentleman who's speaking now, however expert he may be, is not making a very good delivery and not making a very good point of what we're trying to get over to you. You know very well, we know that top poplars are brittle, but you look out across the country at the amount of poplars that are growing and the amount that are pollarded to make them safe, and I'll rest my case. You know that's true, and there's no need to take these trees out. You know that. And why are you taking it out? Are you taking it out? Are you taking them out to be cost effective? Because quite frankly, we've got no faith. Most of the people in this area have got no faith in the Welwyn Hatfiel Borough Council, what they tell us. I'm going to make that point now, so that you know where we stand.
Right, no, sure. If I can, I mean, as regards the pollarding, I mean, what the situation is, if the trees are allowed to carry on, the stems will become brittle, yes, and they will fail. They will break in high winds. There's no doubt about this. It has happened in the past, and it will. There is a high risk of it happening in the future.
May I ask a question? Before you continue, no, this is important. When was the last time that the trees were seriously looked at and work undertaken? No, I really need the answer because this is partly to write down notes for later on.
No, I don't like that. I'm sure.
Sorry, can we come back to the actual recording question? This is the two.
Yes. If I can carry on. So that's the situation with the poplars here in the north and south. Now,
can we clarify the situation? Because what I believe I've just heard, and if that's been read from the 2006 report, is a generic description of the pros and cons of Lombardy poplar trees. There are 673 trees here.
Yes.
How many of those, what is the status quo? How many of those have fungus right now and how many are healthy? Where's the specifics about these trees rather than the general pros and cons of this variety or species of tree that applies throughout the whole country as well as to every other Lombardy poplar in every location?
If I'm just finished, I'm just sort of laying the groundwork as to what the situation we've got on the north and south car parks. The poplars are also they have been grown very close together, and I think this is a point as well. And with the car parking underneath, the ground is very compacted. So as far as the roots grow, there's restriction of the development of the root system, which is affecting the stability of the trees. If I just carry on, there is an option to remove those trees showing signs of basal decay or other defects and replanting.
How many are like that? Can you be specific? You've come here to hear detail. You're a consultant. You actually wrote the report. I want to know detail. I don't need to know the names of 673.
No, I'm just giving you a general overview.
Will there be detail? Will there be detail to say that in fact you've actually been reducing the size of the trees on the south side for 8 years, whilst the Finesse and the council completely neglected the trees on the north side? Is that true? Is that true?
I think that's it's questions. As we said before, we'd like to have a question time at the end, please. And I think you have to have some respect. We're trying to get through to or talk to you and tell you the details behind this. Okay. So if you would just give us some respect and hear that, and then we'll have a question time at the end, please. Okay, and if please, just 1 second. If our colleague can't answer a question, okay, because he is a consultant, okay, then we will either try and answer that ourselves, or as we said when we started, we will come back to you and take your name and address and answer that question. So please just let us go ahead with the meeting, then we can have the questions at the end, please. Okay. Okay, thank you. So can I pass back to Colin, please? Please, just one quick question all at the end, please. Thank you. Please.
I want to know why you cut the rest of them down. I mean, everywhere I go, if trees being cut down.
Hang on. If I just quickly finish it, right. If I read my report here, I say there's an option to remove those trees showing signs of basal decay, other defects, and replanting, as I've said. There is, however, a recognised problem in removing trees when they're growing close together. I mean, the remaining trees are exposed to winds they're not used to and are more likely to fail. So if we just took a few of the trees out, as you're suggesting, there's a possibility, a strong possibility, there's a high risk that the other trees are more likely to fail. So within the next few years, there's a high risk of failure in high winds. Once gaps appear within a line of trees, this will make it more likely that the other trees will fail. Now the safest option is to remove all of the trees at the same time. Otherwise, there's a high risk that any remaining trees will fail and damage property or people.